Liverpool will avoid double blow after Takumi Minamino injured on international duty. The Reds' attacker has been forced to withdraw from 2 World Cup qualifiers. Takumi Minamino's forced withdrawal from the Japanese squad this week has caused some concern. The attacker, who had linked up with his national side for World Cup qualifiers with Oman and China, has been released from the camp after picking up an injury during training. With a replacement having been drafted in by head coach Hajime Moriyasu swiftly. The full extent of Minamino's injury hasn't yet been made public, but the Echo understands that it is not a serious issue. But the injury to the 26-year-old, who is looking to make an impact after a spell away at Southampton last season, has placed some more strain on Liverpool's attacking options, with Roberto Firmino also sidelined through injury, meaning Mohamed Salah, Diogo Jota, Sadio Mane and Divock Origi are Liverpool's attacking options. The lack of any movement in the transfer market in terms of bringing in attacking reinforcements has come under scrutiny once more in the wake of Minamino's injury. And the Reds will be hoping they can get the former Red Bull Salzburg man back in the fold quickly. But what happens when players pick up injuries when on international duty? Who foots the bill? Last season Liverpool were forced to do without Joe Gomez for nearly a full campaign after he picked up a knee injury and a training injury while with the England camp. That injury, added to the loss of Virgil van Dijk and Joel Matip, threw Liverpool off course in their bid to retain the Premier League crown that they won in 2020. Since 2012, clubs across the world whose players have been called up to represent their nation have been covered by FIFA club protection, which covers clubs, to a point, in the event that their players suffer injury while away with their country. Clubs can claim compensation for wages should a player get injured, although there is an initial 28-day excess period before any monies can be recouped. After that, the protection covers clubs for £127,300 per week. The maximum time being able to be claimed for being 1 year, and the maximum amount that can be claimed for one player being £6.7 million. For Liverpool, they received around £2 million in compensation for Gomez's injury with England last year. Speaking to the Echo in December, Daniel G., a lawyer at Sheridan Sport and author of the book Done Deal, explained, Clubs have been able to claim up to €20,000 per day for a maximum period of 365 days since 2012. Wages have risen since FIFA club protection was introduced. Although level that the protection offers should still be enough to cover the majority of player wages should they get injured. Should a player get injured who is on more than what the policy covers, then clubs can take out their own supplementary insurance policy to cover the excess above what FIFA does. One issue that does present itself is that the FIFA Club Protection Fund is not a bottomless pit and is capped at £100 million per year. Should there be a large number of claims in any one year, then there is a chance that compensation may not be available. Another reason why clubs would take out their own supplementary policies on their players. Frosty relations between clubs and nations when it comes to international have been commonplace through the decades. In 2010, before the FIFA program was introduced, Arjen Robben, then playing for Bayern Munich, was injured while representing the Netherlands but was patched up enough by the Dutch national side's medical staff that he could take part at the World Cup in South Africa that same year. The knock-on effect of that was that Robben missed the early part of the following season with hamstring trouble. Something that left Bayern's chief executive at the time, Germany legend Karl-Heinz Rummenigge, angry. Rummenigge stated, "When you hire a car, you have to bring it back in a decent state." Robben was taken from us, then put back in the garage as a wreck. Once again we must pay the bill as a club after a player is seriously injured playing for a national team. Before the FIFA program was introduced, which came about after the threat of legal action from some clubs over the issue, there was no uniform approach. Some football associations could afford to offer their own policy protection for clubs, but there were many who couldn't. There were a mix of different approaches, explained G. When Michael Owen suffered his serious injury with England in 2006, he was covered by the FA's own insurance policy. The issue was that a lot of teams had star players whose FAs may not have been able to afford their own cover for clubs, given the very large cost involved. While Liverpool won't lose out financially in terms of having to pay wages for a player who is not able to contribute through no fault of the club's due to an incident that happened away from the Reds under the care of another organization. There is no compensation through the FIFA program that can be claimed for any knock-on effect. Such as missing out on prize money associated with a league finish or qualification for European competition.